Versatile Mage. Chapter 632. Leave none alive. The flames were Little Flame Belle's people. Any fiery spirits would obey her unconditionally. The fire magic of magicians followed the rules of star patterns. The flames produced would usually be restricted to fixed forms, yet the flames that Little Flame Belle used were totally under her control. If she wanted the flames to spin like a tornado, the fire would simply transform into a tornado with her at the center. If she wanted the flames to turn into Godzilla, like she had seen in anime, the fire would take the shape of a fiery monster dashing forward. If she wanted the flames to split into countless fireballs following the dark beasts like tails, they would obey her, forcing the dark beasts to flee in all directions from the fires. Among the 80 dark beasts, Luru had already killed over a dozen of them. The remaining 50 were nowhere near enough to entertain Little Flame Belle. In just a few moments, half of the dark beasts were dead, while the other half, suffering severe burns, had retreated a few hundred meters away from her. If they were not being controlled by the black clergy, they would have fled for their lives. Little Flame Belle instantly brought chaos to the place. Such a big mess was the last thing the female deacon wanted to happen. If Fang Gu happened to turn up at this moment, their entire plan would go down in ruins. Her face was utterly dark. It was obvious that this magician's strength was far stronger than she had imagined. The female deacon glanced at the army of undead approaching the place. The Black Ocean was still around 2 kilometers away, yet it felt like it was already within a few feet, devouring everything it came across. A bunch of useless pricks, cursed the female deacon. The energy ripple of advanced magic was too strong and would attract the attention of the Imperial magicians who were looking for Fang Gu, too. It was also the main reason why she was hesitant to attack. However, she knew she had no choice but to interfere, considering how the situation was turning out. Not only would they miss the chance of capturing Fang Gu, but they would also all be devoured by the ocean of undead. Not a single bone would be left. The female deacon raised her head. Her eyes, caked with thick makeup, emitted an icy blue flicker. The star orbits were drawn quickly, forming a star pattern under the female deacon's heels in an instant. In the following second, another icy white star pattern appeared, blossoming like a giant snowflake glowing brightly above her head. More star patterns continued to appear in different places before they were connected into an icy star constellation. An advanced ice spell. The female deacon was an advanced magician, as they thought. In the past, Mo Fan would simply run away without hesitation upon stumbling into a magician of this level. He had zero chance against an advanced magician. He could not even survive a single advanced spell. This time, when his enemy attacked, he made his move too. He could not help but admit that the female deacon was drawing star patterns faster than he could. Unfortunately, she had to draw 7 star patterns to complete the star constellation, while Mo Fan only needed to complete an intermediate spell. Little Flame Belle, possess. As soon as Mo Fan finished drawing the star pattern, raging flames surged upward from his feet. His hair and shirt were lifted in the rising hot air. Icebound Coffin. The female deacon coldly uttered the name of the advanced ice spell, turning the raindrops into ice falling densely from the sky. Meteorite Fist. 9 dragons. Mo Fan was even quicker. The flames he was engulfed in were so strong that the cursed beasts did not even dare to get close to him. The female deacon giggled when she saw Mo Fan's star pattern. Did he really think casting an intermediate spell at a faster speed was enough to stop her icebound coffin? Was he assuming that the 7 black clergy standing beside her were plain decoration? Did he really think they did not have any defensive spells? However, as Mo Fan's fiery aura continued to rise to an extent that even her frosty aura was close to being overwhelmed, she began to panic. The channeling of the icebound coffin was interrupted. The female deacon glanced at the 2 black clergy standing in front of her, who were casting light protection and rock barrier to protect her, yet she could already sense the destructive aura surging in her direction. The 2 intermediate spells were nowhere near enough to defend her from the attack. The fiery dragons uttered a huge roar. Even the park was quaking slightly at the blast. The fiery dragons danced wildly, flying past the dark beasts that were running in all directions. The creatures evaporated instantly, even though the fiery dragons did not make contact with them. The dark beasts close to the dragons were burned into ashes. The energy of the wild flames struck the two black clergy blocking in front of the female deacon. Similarly, the two black clergy were burned into ashes despite the defensive intermediate spells shielding them. The light protection and rock barrier did not stand any chance against the fiery dragons. The fiery dragons lunged forward and reached the deacon. The deacon reacted fairly quickly. She summoned a zero ice shield. Meanwhile, Mo Fan's meteorite fist swept across the sky, burning all the plants along its path, before its strength finally reduced after it collided with the female deacon's zero ice shield. The imperious flames split to the sides as they struck the zero ice shield. The deacon was knocked sliding together with her shield, before slamming into the side of the monument behind her. The carven base instantly shattered and collapsed to the ground. The path that the woman was knocked flying had a long, deep ravine, with scorched ground along both sides. Inside the burning undergrowth, the deacon's zero ice shield was destroyed, its pieces scattered across her surroundings. She rose to her feet, trembling. Both her hair and mink coat were burned beyond recognition. Meanwhile, her mouth was full of blood, rising from her chest and leaking out from her lips. Between her and Mo Fan stood scorched land and little sprouts of flames that had left the place in a mess. On top of that, her face was covered in soot and filled with astonishment. An intermediate spell. Was that really an intermediate spell? Even though she was an advanced magician that had only ranked up quite recently, she was still able to control the power of the advanced level and stomp any intermediate magicians at will, but somehow, she was now suppressed by an intermediate magician. If she had not summoned the zero ice shield in time, she would have ended up just like the two black clergy who were defending her. Fiery Fist. Was that really the intermediate fire spell, Fiery Fist? Even advanced spells are not much stronger than that. You just had to choose to be an asshole when you could just live as a human. You dogs who obey Salon's orders, I'll kill every single one of you. Mo Fan's bloodshot eyes burned with rage as the fury in his chest exploded. A punch alone was nowhere near enough for Mo Fan to vent his anger after learning the truth behind the calamity of Bo City. Nor was it enough for him to get over the sorrow he felt when Zhu Zhaoting begged him to end his life. Today, Mo Fan would not let any member of the Black Vatican leave alive, including the Blue Deacon. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.